Alright, so my comments get deleted on Instagram and YouTube, and I've given up in the last few days, but I'm just dropping one here and there to see what's changed. Do love studying these algorithms. I'll continue to do so. I've gotten pretty well versed in it. As a fakeality simulation accountant, chronological accountant, if you will. Just tracing the pattern recognition analytics. Love doing it. If you love what you do, you don't have to pay me, but hey, one day if I do get paid, somebody else pays me to do it, great. I will never experience a day of work because I'm doing what I love to do. So anyways, again, 1902, Phoenix, the symbol of death and rebirth. When it's honored and people are righteous, it's a liberator. It's not an enslaver or a executioner. So it's all hidden in the symbols. When the symbols are distorted in any way, they're no longer in archetype form, and they affect the subconscious of the individual and the collective, and in many different ways. And when it's flipped and it's polarized towards the negative, you can easily go to, just leave your house, go drive around town, go to Walmart. Oh my God, yeah, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. And the average hobbit has no clue because they don't care, they don't know, nobody's ever taught them. But I know that we've all existed in passing through this construct. At least we've had our little windows of fun. And sometimes these resets aren't as bad because it's a scanner of souls, if you will. It cleans the hologram out via frequency. It's just like a Xerox copier from the 90s. It just, the light goes across and then retracts back and scans the whole place, and various things happen. With Phoenix also more geographically and regionally at times on some of the years, and like 1902 being a number 3, it's kind of almost a hidden one in a way. It can be very localized and regional and almost invisible on the physical part of it, but because it's so much a spiritual phoenix. Almost like, hey, everyone that's here right now or it's going to pass through here is doing so for a reason. If you're a prodigal son, you're going to return back to source, where I plan on going for some R&R before I choose another video game to jump into. This is how it'll play out with the hidden symbology of the bald eagle being an opportunistic scavenger, a seafaring, more closely related to a seagull than anything. It just represents they brought Leviathan onto the shore, the law of the land, the God-given rights that humans have that they never exercise. So if you don't use them, you lose them. And if you don't know them, you can't even use them. So you've already lost them, okay? It's the ultimate way to be a loser. And here's one example I like to give that gets blocked off the comments, that all mine that get deleted when I try to share that information about the seal of America being changed from the Phoenix to the bald eagle after 1902 quietly. President William McKinley assassinated, and nothing but hook-nosed, tiny hat, tyrannical overlords that are playing long game chess. And here we are at one of the final bosses. That is orange-faced dummy is paving the way for the Antichrist, if you will. So he's not technically him, but he's definitely paving the way for it. But that's not what this video is about. This is the ancient swastika used across all cultures throughout time in our history as we know it through Chronicon. That's my history. And you can see when it got tilted, right? No different than when the disk of Earth, if you will, the holodeck, the two-dimensional plane that is used along with the two projectors in the hidden one to project this holographic shitbox through our reality garbage disposal filter, your pineal gland and your CNS, your central nervous system. So right here you can see there's the X, right? Because it's been tilted. So The other one, the original ancient, is based on a fixed symbol, because there's your plus sign in the middle. So your fixed houses, your 4 elements, right? So you've got, Leo is your fixed fire, Aquarius fixed air or heaven, Scorpio fixed water, right? So you can see where it's going with that. Fixed earth I left out, and this is how it works. And this is Generation X, X Eclipse, Twitter's X, the X Factor, the X Files. It's all right there in your face. And this is what happened when it too became a captured operation. And believe it or not, this is a birthday party, looks like, for Hitler. April 20th, 1935, because he loved to smoke the nugs, mate. I don't even know if he was even propped up yet. 1935, the best way they control the opposition is to lead it, right? The juice, no pun intended, is worth the squeeze to them. And that's why they call their own people to retain ultimate victim status, and also to retain minority status, to gain sympathy as eternal victims through manipulation, coercion, deception, and playing on the subconscious emotions of the soulful ones, right? So these soulless husks can only imitate, create, and destroy, and that's all they know how to do. So it's almost like getting mad at a rattlesnake for biting your hand when you put your hand in the cage. Looks like a couple of people here knew that was a picture being taken. We got Charlie Chaplin up there in the front row. We got Trump's, we got, what's her name right here with the Dr. Doom hat, Undertaker. So it's, in closing, also the Liberty Bell. It's cracked because it was the perfect. It should be at 432 hertz, all our music, and they flipped it to 440 hertz. Well, 432 is a great number, but why? Because if you divide it by 2, you get 216. Okay, and if you divide that by 2, you get 108. We all know about how the 1080 and the importance of that number. And if you take a 432 and multiply it by 2, you get 864. So there's your foundation of time number right there, which reduces to 9. And 9 is what? It's divine because it's feminine. It's even shaped like a pregnant woman. So these guys will never tell you that, right? But this guy certainly will. And the Liberty Bell is the same thing as the bald eagle. It's just another mockery, and it's propped up based on the ignorance of the hobbits that have been enslaved through their mind. Because where the mind goes, the ass will always follow. And Liberty Bell just showing you that, the frequency's been cracked. 440, multiply it by 2, you got your 88, Back to the Future, Donald Trump's name, reduction in gematria. You divide the 44 by 2, you get a 22. That's Janus's life path. 2022 is when all hell broke loose, and the Biden robot was unveiled to fake presidency of a captured operation within a captured operation, kind of like Florida. So that's how it works. It's all mockery. It's all twisted, flipped up symbols, just like the rainbow's flipped with the root chakra on top. And during COVID, when the Karen phenomenon happened, after the beta test for the greatest toilet paper run in the history of man, for a respiratory virus, not a virus that creates diarrhea or abdominal discomfort that would lead to such things. But yet, my own mother went out and bought crates of toilet paper, right? And that's because they were showing you that they're full of shit, and so are you for believing it. And that your money was going to become toilet paper, and it's all just right there. It's just one big giant ritual. But once they knew that the Karen model was ready for deployment after that beta test, we had, next thing you know, psyops galore, and we also had the purple hair dyeing virus, right? So when you dye your hair, you're killing it. Those are your roots, right? And you're flipped upside down on top of your head, like rainbow with no bright, and you're standing on your crown, right? You're overstanding on your crown. You're standing under your root chakra. You're standing under the power of Mercury. and Mars, communication and war, which is psychological operations, propaganda, lack of perception and awareness of the true symbols in their true archetypal form, which is basically truth uncontaminated, which is also where we reside eternally as knight-errant immortals, and even your average immortal soul. Okay, come along for the ride, enjoy the show, learn a few things when you can. If we call your name, we need your help. Hopefully you're in a place where you can be of an asset and not a liability. But if not, we've been handling it together on our own for many aeons. And we will continue to cross those millenniums to test our faith when need be. So, this is my closing argument. I hope everybody's having a good one and enjoying the apocalypse from the skybox and or the cheap seats. And once again, being 10 years ahead is a lonely, narrow, painful path at times, but it sure does feel good when you know that you were right all along.